You know, a famous Cypriot poet once called Cyprus a golden green leaf thrown into the sea. That's quite an image, isn't it?
It really is evocative.
So today on the deep dive, that's where we're heading. We're exploring this really fascinating island nation. We're using a detailed travel guide and also looking at a visual rundown of its top 10 spots. And our aim, really, is to get a feel for the real Cyprus, its old stories, that amazing nature, the culture, but, without making it too overwhelming.
Right, and I think the first thing to grasp is just where Cyprus sits. It's way out in the eastern Mediterranean.
Okay.
You've got Turkey to the north, Lebanon and Syria east, Egypt south, Greece to the west. It's the Med's third biggest island. And that location, it's key to everything.
Absolutely. A real crossroads, historically and culturally. And it's not just strategic, is it? There's the mythology.
Aphrodite's birthplace, yeah. That's huge.
Exactly. And then this mix of Greek and Turkish influences, which you see everywhere, I imagine.
You really do. It creates this unique blend. So Cyprus offers a bit of everything. Amazing beaches, obviously, but also incredible archaeology and mountains, too.
So if you put all that together, the geography, the myths, the cultures mixing, you start to see why Cyprus is so complex and interesting.
That's the plan for today. We'll walk you through some hand-picked places, hitting the highlights, history, nature, and of course, a bit about the food and culture that make it Cypriot.
Okay, let's jump in. How about starting with Famagusta? The video described it as having echoes of history alongside captivating coastal vistas. Sounds like a good place to begin.
Famagusta really hits you with that sense of layered history. You've got Othello's power that's Venetian, a real sentinel watching over the port.
Wow, Venetian!
And then not far away, the massive ruins of Salamis. You're walking among these, ancient columns, seeing mosaic floors. It's a direct link to past civilizations.
You can almost picture it, can't you? What it must have been like. And the old city walls in Famagusta. They sound intriguing, too. Hidden courtyards, stories of knights.
Exactly. They enclose the old town, and walking within them feels like stepping back. Then there's the Lama Mustafa Pasha Mosque.
Right, that one's interesting architecturally, isn't it?
Very. It was originally a huge Gothic cathedral, St. Nicholas Cathedral. Then, after the Ottomans arrived, it was converted into a mosque.
So that mix of styles, Gothic and Ottoman, tells its own story.
It absolutely embodies the island's shifting history right there in stone.
Yeah.
And after soaking all that in...
You need a break. Palm Beach, maybe. Golden sands, blue water.
Oh?
Described as a tranquil oasis.
Sounds perfect.
It's beautiful. But then you have this really stark contrast nearby with Varosha.
Ah, the ghost town.
Yes, completely untouched, frozen since 1974. It's a powerful reminder of the island's more recent, complicated history.
Definitely adds another layer to the experience. And after history and the beach, food has to be next, right? Those Famagusta, Tavernas, meze, seafood.
Definitely. You have to try the meze, all those small dishes bursting with flavor. It's such a core part of the experience. Okay, shall we move west towards Paphos? Yes, Aphrodite's realm. The video called it that. Timeless myths, captivating beauty. Sounds about right.
Well, Paphos itself is legendary as her birthplace, and the archaeology there is just phenomenal. The travel guide stresses it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and for good reason.
So, really significant. And what about the specific spots, like the Baths of Aphrodite?
Ah, yes, up on the Akamas Peninsula. It's this beautiful natural grotto. Legend says bathing there gives eternal youth.
Worth a try, maybe.
Perhaps. But even without the magic, it's a serene, lovely spot. And then there's Aphrodite's Rock, Petra to Romeo.
That iconic rock rising out of the sea.
That's the one. Said to be where she emerged from the sea foam. It's incredibly picturesque, very dramatic.
And the food again. Seaside tavernas must be special there.
They are. Great food, ambrosial, as the source put it, but also that famous Cypriot hospitality, really warm and welcoming.
Sounds lovely. And for people really into the mythology, there's an Aphrodite cultural route.
Yes, it connects various sites and promotes art and heritage linked to the goddess. A great way to dive deeper into her story and its impact.
Okay, fascinating. Let's head inland now to Nicosia, or Lefkosia, a city where history and modern life blend.
That's the description, yeah. Captivating harmony, but also intriguing contrasts. It's a unique capital.
Because it's divided, right? The last divided capital in the world, the guide says.
Exactly. You have the charming old city within those Venetian walls, full of collared streets, little shops.
Sounds lovely.
And then you have the modern city outside. Plus, the Cyprus Museum is there essential for understanding the island's long history through artifacts.
And the division itself, the Green Line?
It's a very tangible thing, a buffer zone running through the city. As the guide notes, you need your passport to cross at designated points. It's a stark reminder of the ongoing situation.
Quite something to experience, I imagine. What about the Selime Mosque? The video mentioned it as the Selime Mosque.
Right, Selime, another incredible building with a layered history. Like the one in Famagusta, it started as a grand Gothic cathedral, St. Sophia.
And now a mosque. It really speaks to that blend of influences.
It does. But Nicosia isn't just history. It's lively, cool art cafes, busy markets. And the food scene is great too, naturally. Mezes, strong Cypriot coffee.
A full experience.
And it has a strong art scene, theaters, music venues. It feels like a city that really lives in both its past and its present.
Right. Okay, back to the coast. Protaris next. Sun-kissed haven, azure waters. Sounds idyllic.
Protaris is definitely about the beaches. Fig Tree Bay is the famous one.
Ah, yes, I've heard of that.
Really beautiful. Calm waters, great sunsets. The guide highlights it's fantastic for families, and loads of water sports available too.
So plenty to do. Snorkeling, jet skiing.
Absolutely. All the usual beach activities. And there's a nice promenade for walking with cafes and shops lining it.
And it gets lively at night too.
Oh, yes. Protaris has a pretty vibrant nightlife scene. Music, bars. It definitely wakes up after dark.
Interesting. And there's a sculpture park. That sounds a bit different for a beach resort.
It is. It's quite cool, actually. Art installations set against the natural landscape. Adds a nice cultural touch.
Okay, intriguing. Let's head north now to Kyrenia, or Gurn. Coastal jewel, antiquity, natural vistas.
Kyrenia is stunning, dominated by that incredible castle right on the harbor.
The video called it an ancient sentinel. Looks imposing.
It really is. Tells stories of centuries of defense and rule. You can explore inside, see relics from his past. And the harbor itself.
Picturesque.
Totally picturesque. Little fishing boats, cafes along the water, perfect for a stroll. Quintessential Mediterranean.
And there's a shipwreck museum there too.
Yes, housing the wreck of a Greek merchant ship from the 4th century BC. It's amazingly well preserved. Gives you a real glimpse into ancient trade.
Wow, that sounds incredible. And Belapace Abbey.
Ah, that's just inland, up on a hill. Ruins of a beautiful Gothic abbey. The views over the coast from there are breathtaking, and it has this real sense of peace.
Sounds like a must-do. And I assume the seaside tavernas in Kyrenia are good too.
Of course. Fantastic fresh seafood, traditional Cypriot dishes. You can't go wrong eating by the harbor there.
Okay, making me hungry now. Let's go inland again to Lefkara, famous for lace.
Lace and silverware. Lefkara is all about tradition and craftsmanship. It's a really charming village.
Cobblestone streets, stone houses. I can picture it. The video mentioned its art history significance.
Yes, Lefkaritica lace is famous, even recognized by UNESCO for its intangible cultural heritage. And the silversmithing is renowned too. There's a museum showcasing both.
So you can really see the artistry up close.
Definitely. And there's a lovely old church, the Church of the Holy Cross, with beautiful frescoes inside.
Yeah.
Adds another layer of history and culture.
And a wax museum. That's unexpected.
The Patsos Wax Museum, yeah. It focuses more on village life, history, folklore, gives a different kind of insight.
Interesting. And even in a small village, the tavernas are key.
Always. Great maze, that symphony of taste the video mentioned. Plus, it just sounds like a lovely place for a quiet walk, soaking up the atmosphere.
It really does. Okay, mountains next. The Troodos Mountains, an alpine escape.
A complete change of scenery. Pine forests, hiking trails, waterfalls, amazing views.
Sounds refreshing. And Mount Olympus is there, the highest peak.
That's right. Offers incredible panoramic views of the island on a clear day. But maybe the biggest draw culturally up there are the painted churches.
Ah, the UNESCO ones again?
Yes, 10 of them are on the list. Medieval Byzantine churches and monasteries just filled with the most incredible, colorful frescoes. Deeply spiritual places.
Amazing. And villages dotted around too.
Really charming mountain villages,
Yeah.
stone houses, cobbled streets, lots of flowers in the summer. And believe it or not, there's even a ski resort for winter.
Skiing in Cyprus. Who knew?
It's a surprise to many. Naturally, the mountain tavernas have their own character. Hearty traditional food, often featuring local produce, different flavors than the coast.
Right, makes sense. Okay, back down to sea level and somewhere very different, Ayia Napa.
Yes, Ayia Napa.
Yeah.
Known for its beaches and its energy. A definite contrast to Troodos.
Nissi Beach is the famous one there, isn't it? Golden sands, turquoise water.
That's the one. The guide mentions its crystal clear water and lively scene. Very popular, lots going on.
Water sports, beach bars. That kind of vibe.
Exactly. But there's also the Ayia Monastery, right in the middle of town, a surprisingly peaceful, historic spot offering a bit of calm.
A nice balance. And the nightlife. Ayunapa's famous for that too.
Infamous, perhaps.
Yeah.
The central square area becomes incredibly busy at night. Lots of bars, clubs, music. It's very high energy.
But you can still find good food. Seaside tavernas.
Oh yes, plenty places to get fresh fish and local dishes. And don't miss Cape Greco nearby.
What's there?
It's a protected nature park on the headland. Stunning sea caves, cliffs, amazing views. Great for walking or boat trips. Shows a wilder side.
Good to know. Okay, nearly there. Penultimate stop, Limassol. Described as vibrant, contemporary, but also coastal.
Limassol is a major city, Cyprus's second largest. It's a busy port, but has a really modern, trendy feel, as the guide says. Great for food lovers, culture seekers.
And it has a nice promenade.
A lovely long one, lined with palm trees right by the sea. Lots of cafes. And there's the Limassol Marina too, which is very sleek and modern, full of impressive yachts.
But history is still present. Limassol Castle.
Right in the old town area, near the harbor. Dates back centuries, linked to the Crusaders, Richard the Lionheart. Lots of history there, plus an archaeological museum.
And the food scene is a highlight.
Definitely. Great restaurants, fusion flavors, fresh seafood, local wines. And the guide rightly points out it's a brilliant base for exploring nearby ancient sites, like the amazing ruins at Kurion.
Okay, sounds like a good hub. And nightlife.
Plenty of that too. From traditional tavernas in the old town to chic bars along the coast and near the marina, it caters to all tastes.
Right. And finally, we're circling back to Paphos, but digging a bit deeper this time.
Exactly, because Paphos deserves it. It's where history and beauty really come together in this incredible way. As we said, a UNESCO site, just packed with things to see.
So beyond the Aphrodite connection, what are the key historical draws?
Well, just walking the streets feels historic, but the Paphos Archaeological Park is the main event. That's where you find those unbelievable Roman mosaics.
The House of Dionysus.
That's probably the most famous, yes. But there are others too. The detail is just astounding. And the ruins of villas, an Odeon, you really get a sense of the Roman city.
And the tombs of the kings. They sound impressive.
They are, not actually tombs of kings, but of high-ranking officials and aristocracy from Hellenistic and Roman times, carved right out of the rock. Very atmospheric.
Wow. And the harbor area has its own charm, too.
Yes, the harbor with Paphos Castle guarding it. The castle itself has seen battles, earthquakes.
Yeah.
It's stood through a lot. And it's lovely just watching the fishing boats.
And of course, the tavernas for that authentic Cypriot food. Souvlaki. Halloumi.
Essential. You can't go to Cyprus without eating grilled halloumi. And Paphos has fantastic traditional places to try it all.
And there's even a festival, the Paphos Aphrodite Festival.
Yes, usually an opera festival held outdoors in front of the castle in late summer. A pretty spectacular setting for culture under the stars. Paphos really does seem to have it all.
It really sounds like it. So wrapping up, Cyprus. Definitely an island of sun, sea, and just layers upon layers of stories.
It truly is. We've really just scratched the surface, haven't we? Ancient ruins, buzzing cities, those mountains, stunning coastlines, a taste of its history and culture.
And that blend of Greek and Turkish influences we mentioned at the start, you really see how that shapes the island's identity, its food, its architecture.
Absolutely. And thinking about all those layers of history, ancient myths, medieval castles, Venetian walls, Ottoman mosques, right up to the modern division.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, how does all of that together forge the unique character of Cyprus today? It's quite compelling.
It really is. And the food. We mentioned maize and halloumi, but it makes you curious about what other culinary secrets the island holds.
Oh, I'm sure there are many more flavors to discover.
So that golden green leaf the poet wrote about, it still beckons, doesn't it? After everything we've touched on today, what part of Cyprus really sparks your curiosity now? Which story are you keen to explore a bit more?